Hey, what's going on, my friend? It's Geoff Newport from ChasingStrength.com. And in today's video, we are going to answer a reader question, which is, what am I doing wrong with my kettlebell workouts? All right, so let's dive in. I got an email the other day from Frank, and I thought I'd pass this along because you may find it helpful. He says, hey, Geoff, I'm 5'5", 130 pounds. After 2 years of training, I can double clean and press 24 kilos 4 to 5 times max. I want to be strong enough to protect my family and friends, say carrying a loved one or stopping an assault. 5 by 32 kilos seems impossible. What am I doing wrong? By the way, I'm 38 years old. All right, so here's my initial response, which I responded to Frank personally in an email. I put, I'd say that's pretty good work right there. 81.5% of your body weight for reps. So think about that for a second. If you're European, think about pressing 80 kilos, clean and pressing 80 kilos, 4 to 5 reps. Weighing 100 kilos, right? So if you weigh 200 pounds, right, it's the same as cleaning and pressing 160 pounds for 4 to 5 reps. Okay, that's pretty darn good. Okay, so I think that's pretty good work right there. 81.5% of your body weight for reps. To get stronger, it's just going to take practice in volume. The old saying is true: to press a lot, you must press a lot. Right, kind of a Zen koan there. The practice part is just making sure that your technique is dialed in, and the volume part, right? So practice and volume. We got the air quotes working there because that's what we do here on this channel. We use air quotes, right? The volume part is going to be just lifting more. So after thinking about that, after sending that email, I thought about it some more, and I thought, hey man, you know what? This would be good to send out to you, to my email readers, and to make this video for you. I think we can elaborate on these concepts even more. So that's what we're going to do in the rest of this video. So first of all, 81.5% of your body weight on a clean and press for 4 to 5 reps is actually really darn good for the average man, okay? As I just alluded to before by breaking down those numbers. In fact, I would say it's well above average because unfortunately, the average man here in the United States, according to the National Institute of Health, right, the average man is either overweight or obese. So about 71%, 73% of all American men fall into that category. So what that means is unless he's a competitive powerlifter or a competitive strongman, he's nowhere close to clean and pressing 81.5% of his body weight overhead for reps, let alone 1 rep, okay? So let's just put that on the table. Okay, number 2, to get stronger, it's going to take practice in volume, right? The old saying is true: to press a lot, you must press a lot. So let's define our terms here. How much is pressing a lot? How much is a lot? Unlike many traditional bodybuilder influenced training programs where you blast a body part once a week and then let it rest, you're going to need to plan on at least twice a week, right, for pressing a lot, and preferably 3 times a week. And that's because you're going to need to do between 20 presses, okay, at a particular weight, and 60 presses, or clean and presses, I should say, because that's what we're talking about, the clean and press, per session. So 20 to 60 reps per session, all right, roughly. Okay. Now, let me just throw a caveat here because some people are going to read this video. All right. Well, maybe you are. Maybe you're going to read the description, but some people you're going to read the captions. But you're going to see this, and you're going to see the 60 reps, and you're going to think to yourself, oh man, I got to do 60 reps every workout. That's not what I'm saying. Plan on between 20 and 60 reps per training session, 2 to 3 times a week. All right. Now, what's that depend on? How do you know? Well, it depends on the program that you're following. Hopefully you are following one, and or your training background, right? Some people are good for reps. Some people aren't. Personally, I am not good for reps. It is incredibly difficult and demanding for me to achieve 60 reps of clean and presses in a training session. I'm more wired towards the power and strength end of the spectrum. 60 reps per session is more towards the endurance end of the spectrum. Okay, again, it's based on your wiring, right? Your genetic predisposition, your fiber types, and your training history, all right? So as I said, I'm wired more towards strength and power. I'm more fast twitch than endurance. You may be the same or you may be different. It doesn't matter. That's why there's a range. So let's take a look at this practice part, right? So number 3, the practice part is making sure that your technique is dialed in. And the volume in air quotes part is going to be, again, just that lifting more. So shifting from once or twice a week to 2 to 3 times a week, okay? One of the things that we need to acknowledge when we're talking about the clean and press is that it is a fascinating study between balancing tension, right, and relaxation. Think of if you can picture the yin yang symbol. So one half is tension and the other half is relaxation. The clean and press is a balance between those two. Okay. So let's break that down even more. The clean is explosive. So you have to move incredibly quickly, right? Speed and power movements or speed and power exercises require you to be relaxed. Okay. If that seems like a strange thing to say, think about a sprinter. Right? A sprinter is moving incredibly fast. Think about Usain Bolt, right? Incredibly fast, but he's relaxed. And same thing with other explosive movements like Olympic weightlifting or track and field events, right? Other field events like shot put, javelin, that type of thing, hammer. The tighter you are, the more your action or your movement slows down and it approaches isometric. And isometric is neither lengthening nor shortening, right? It's where zero movement occurs, like bracing your abs for a punch, okay? So in order to be as relaxed as possible while still moving quickly, you have to be in the correct position to start so you can move through another series of correct positions, right? So that's the clean. Now, the press, on the other hand, that's an exercise in tension. So you need to be able, in the press, you need to be able to turn your body into a rigid structure or a rigid platform or a rigid pillar, however you want to say it, from which you can hoist your kettlebells overhead, right? The stronger and more stable your body is as a structure, the more weight you're going to be able to lift overhead. And that is a skill, right? It requires a series of isometric muscle actions like we just talked about. And again, like all skills, that takes practice. So one of the simplest ways to get stronger, along with obviously lifting more and like more weight and more volume per session, is learning which muscles to contract, okay? And how hard you should contract them and at what times or when you should contract them. Those are things you need to learn in order to be able to press a lot, right? While, of course, still being in and maintaining the optimum position to press, right? So remember this thought, this concept. Strength, after all, is a skill, just like playing the piano, all right? So if you want to learn these skills along with using the appropriate volume, right, I will make the same recommendation I made to Frank. Okay, I recommend you check out a program called Kettlebell Strong. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. It's there for you to check out at your convenience if this sort of thing interests you. All right, so that's all I got for you today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, click the like button. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button. And if you found it really helpful, pass it along to a friend or family member who needs this information. Okay, until next time, my friend, stay strong.